Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Lunch and Learn Travel Edition. My name is Dadra Driscoll. I am a silver consultant with Evolution Travel. I am also an IATAN accredited agent. We're going to go over this Lunch and Learn training. Today's topic is going to be on ordering collateral, ordering vendor collateral, as well as we're going to look at the My Disney Tools section as well. So this will be recorded. So as we're going through the training, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat box. And at the end of the training, I will do live Q&A for those of you that are live on the call. We also want to make sure that you note that if you found this on Facebook in one of the Evolution Travel groups, there is a link there to my website where I post all of my Lunch and Learn travel videos, as well as links to the handout that goes over the material that we cover during that training. So with that being said, let's get started. When I talk about ordering collateral, the very first thing that you need to do is make sure that you're registered directly with vendors. And this is any vendor that you use. You want to start by searching by name in the Travel Cafe. I do want to note when you're searching in the Travel Cafe, make sure you spell it correctly, because the Travel Cafe is sensitive, and if you misspell the vendor name, it may not pop up for you. But once you find your vendors, complete whatever the registration instructions are for you to sign up as a travel agent. So here I have a list of just a few vendors, not an exhaustive list. Let me give my disclaimer. This training will not show you how to order collateral from everyone in the travel space, but we are going to go directly to the websites of some of the more popular ones, and I'm going to talk to you about placing those orders. So there's some links here: Disney, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Princess, so on and so forth. And you'll note, for instance, with Royal Caribbean, you also can order from Asmara and Celebrity. When you log into Princess, you also have access to Cunard. So as you're going through different vendors, you want to go to their travel agent portal, not the regular public portal, but you want to be logged in as a travel agent. So the first step to being able to do that is to make sure that you register with vendors. But as I mentioned again, this is not an exhaustive list of vendors that you can get collateral from. It's just a few more popular ones that have really nice collateral pieces. So with that being said, we're registered, but let's talk about what collateral is. My first thing I want to tell you, it's a marketing tool such as posters, brochures, booklets. It can be postcards, email templates, flyers, things that the vendors create and provide to assist you in promoting their brand. Now, when it comes to collateral, some of the reasons that you might want to have some as a travel agent: if you're having a travel party, it will be important for you to have something on hand. It makes your business more legit. When you present to someone and they say, well, I was thinking about going to Hawaii, and if you can hand them a brochure that's beautifully printed, professionally done, that's talking about Hawaii, it adds an extra level to your particular presentation, as opposed to just some other person who's saying, hey, I want to book a trip for you. It's going to make your business presentation a lot more professional. Now, for me, I laugh because the trunk of my car at any given time always has boxes in it with different types of brochures, because when I'm out and I'm talking to people, like I said, if there's something in particular that they're interested in, chances are I might have a brochure for it in the trunk of my car. And it helps that conversation. It shows them that I'm serious about my business. A lot of the different vendor sites, like I said, they have brochures, or they may have pamphlets or postcards. Many of them have electronic collateral you can use, email templates, flyers, things that you can use to send to your clients. One, to show them that you are directly affiliated with that vendor as a travel agent. But again, people are visual. So when they can get these kinds of beautiful things from you, they realize, oh, wow, they are a real travel agent. So when you go to the various vendor websites, you want to check for links such as agent tools. Some will say marketing materials, order brochures, sales tools, etc. And we are actually going to switch live and go online to some websites, but I want to cover this information first before we go through an actual order. When you go there, once you locate it, you're going to request the specific items that you need. So say, for instance, you're having a travel party and you want to order 10 brochures from each vendor or whatever you're ordering. You're going to place your specific request. Then you want to be sure that the ship to address reflects your address and not Archer Travel. This is super important because by default, because when we register with vendors, we register with Archer Travel's IATA number, by default, the majority of the vendors have Archer's address connected to our profile. So when you're doing your order, you want to always remember to check the ship to address and put in your personal address so that whatever you were ordering doesn't show up bombarding the Archer Travel offices. You want to have your personal address be the ship to address. Now, if you're having an event that's at a venue where you can send things to, perhaps you can do that. But in general, I just tell everyone, make sure you ship it to your personal address. Now, with that, let's pause for a second and talk about quantities. Read, 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 because some vendors have their particular collateral in bundles. Some have theirs where you order it piece by piece. So you don't want to place an order and say, I ordered 10. If their quantity is a pack of 10, you'll show up with UPS or the FedEx or whoever at your door with 100 brochures, and that may not be what you intended to order. So be sure when you're on there that you read the quantity, that you read the item description very closely so that you're understanding how many you're ordering for yourself, so that, again, you don't have any surprises when the mailman or whoever shows up at your door with a bunch of boxes. And you also want to be sure that you have the quantity that you desired for whatever particular event that you're hosting. For those of you that may not be hosting a major event, again, you may still want to order a small quantity of things to just have on hand for your personal agency. Again, when you're talking to someone about a particular destination or type of trip, it's always going to add value to what you can provide them as a travel agent if you can put a professionally printed piece in their hand talking about the destination that they had in mind. So with that being said, I'm going to pause for a moment and we're going to switch and we're going to go online. So for instance, here I am logged into the Carnival website for the sake of time, but when you're on the websites of any of the vendors, if you check the toolbar, there's usually going to be a section that may say marketing tools. Sometimes it will say order brochures or sales tools. When you click here, a drop-down menu comes in. So as you see, they have a marketing collateral library. They have destination flyers, general flyers, e-brochures. They have all sorts of things to help you promote what you're selling from their products. So you could use these particular things to send out to your clients electronically. Then they have external marketing links here where they have a collateral ordering tool. So that's where we're going to go for right now. When you're using a lot of these things for the first time, they may ask you to register or request access. But again, there'll be a little notation there to sign in or sign up so that you can do it. But once you gain access to their particular tool, you're going to then request whatever brochure, booklet, flyer, postcard, and it varies. Some vendors have a lot of options. Some vendors only have a few. So we're having a little technical moment as they're spooling. But again, as you go into the various vendors, each vendor is going to have its own area of their website where they provide collateral to travel agents to help promote their particular tool. So while we're still waiting on Carnival to process their request, for the sake of time, I'm going to click here to Royal Caribbean. On the Royal Caribbean website, as you see, they have a sales and marketing tab. On theirs, they have an option that says order collateral. So again, when you click through, it logged me out, so give me one quick second to log back in. But again, the Royal Caribbean website services Asmara, Celebrity, and Royal Caribbean. So if you look here to the left, you could actually order brochures from any of those particular brands. So for instance, here, if we look at Royal Caribbean brochures, it shows you what they currently have. So the current brochure they have available is a 2019-2020 Royal Caribbean brochure. So this particular booklet talks about all of their different cruises. Here it shows you there's an order limit of 200, meaning that's the maximum you could order. And then you're going to type in here how many you want to order, what your quantity is, and click Add to Cart. Now, once it's in your cart, when you're ready to ship it, it says here under recipients. So you will want to add yourself if you're ordering for the very first time. If this is your first time placing an order, you do need to add yourself to the list. If you've ordered before, like I have, I'm actually already on there with my address. But you're going to click here to add a recipient, and then it allows you to search or enter a new recipient. So if you are ordering for the very first time, you're going to enter a new recipient. Here, again, you're going to put all of your personal information so that it gets shipped directly to you and not to Archer Travel. So with any of the vendors that you're selecting, when you get to that shopping cart and that shipping screen, please, please, please be sure that you pay attention there and that you enter your personal information so that it's shipped to your physical address and not to Archer Travel. So here's another example. We have sandals. So when you log into the sandals TA portal, what you will find is that they have an area that says sales tools. And when you click on sales tools, it's going to give you a whole list of things that they have, but they have lots of different types of things. You can get digital things to send out to people, but if you want to order actual brochures and you click on the order collateral, it then allows you to order specific collateral. In the case of sandals, they have things that are per location. They also have some things that are branded based on the type of activity. Like here, this is for weddings and honeymoons. This one is for sandals, La Source, and Grenada. So you can go through the list and see all of the different types of collateral that they have. Sandals happens to have quite a bit. It says they have 23. So as you're looking, you can order collateral for different locations and different purposes when it comes to sandals. So again, with any of the things that you might be ordering, when you click on it, it's going to ask you for a quantity that you wish to order, and then you'll put them in your cart and ship them to yourself. So as you can see here, Sandals has a ton of different brochures and things that are available to you. So if you happen to sell sandals, and sandals is one of the particular properties that you promote, having their actual collateral on hand is going to be a plus when you get ready to talk to a client about a particular thing. So they have 23 brochures, they have 10 flyers, 2 posters, so on and so forth. So when you're on the particular vendor website and you select order collateral, just click through the screens to see what's available, because different different vendors offer different types of things. So some may have brochures, some may have booklets, others may have flyers. So you want to just pay attention and order whatever is going to fit what you need for your particular business. Now, once you get this, you want to have them on hand to hand out. Now, once you get them, again, I mentioned on that list that I just gave you some of the vendors that you can order collateral from. So for instance, if you were to go to Go Away Travel and log in under the Go Away Travel Agent page, you'll find that they have a sales tool option that says order brochures. So again, different vendors, you just have to pay attention to whatever their language may be. Some will say sales tools, some may say marketing. For instance, GoGo Vacations, if you go there, they have a tab when you're logged in as a travel agent that says brochures. They've logged me out, so let me log back in really quickly just so that I can show it to you. When you're logged in under brochures, you'll see that you have the option where you can order brochures. But a lot of it, like I said, is just having something on hand that's going to be pretty. It's going to come under sales resources, and then it will say order brochures. For them, as you can see, they have different brochures on all of their various destinations. It tells you there's a maximum order of 25, and you just enter in the specific quantity that you want. So I noted these for just a second to come in and show you some of the different websites. But again, whatever site you go to, they're going to have on their travel agent portal an option for you to order or use their marketing materials. So you want to pay attention to those things. So for a moment, we're going to just switch back to our presentation. Because as I mentioned, you may have a physical travel party where you want to do a display, but you may also, for instance, want to order things. So as you can see here in the middle, there was a time that Universal Studios had a promotion where they were actually giving away these pop-up signs. So I ordered this Universal Studios pop-up banner and they sent it to me for free. So when I do events and I set it up, it actually gives it a nice look. But you want to have different things just to show, like I said, that you are in fact a professional travel agent and that you have direct access to your vendors. Now with these brochures, you can do a couple of different things with them. You could attach your business card to them, or you can go to an office supply store and get address labels, put your contact information on those labels and print them out on your printer, and then stick them to the back of the brochures as well. If you're going to be leaving it somewhere and not physically handing it to a person, that's always a good option as well, to include your personal information so they can get back with you. These photos were from an actual vendor event that we did. So I posted these. Yolanda Dean and I actually did this particular event. We decided to do it as a themed event. So we had luau type decorations. We made it look festive. We put our brochures out and things of that nature. When I was at an actual sandals training event, they were giving away this tabletop pop-up. So again, when you're at vendor events, it doesn't hurt to ask if those particular items that they have, sometimes they're for giveaway, sometimes they're not. Always ask, don't just take them. But with that, you're able to have things that make your display look more professional. So again, that's just a photo from a vendor event. So there are a lot of different ways that Collateral can help enhance your business, whether it's displays like this or just one-on-one when you're handing things to a potential client. So that's what we're covering just on general collateral ordering. I wanted to save enough time to go into the Disney website, because we're going to spend a little bit more time on the My Disney tools, because in addition to the physical printed collateral that you can get, we're also going to look at their e-brochure and site builder sections. So let's start with some general background on the My Disney tools. Again, you have to be registered with the Disney Travel Agent website to access these things we're going to be looking at. But they have an online post office where they can send custom Disney branded emails to your clients. They also have a Disney print collection where you can order printed collateral, where you're able to enter in your contact information and it'll be printed on there with a message from you. They have their collateral store where you can order generic Disney collateral. They have the Disney site builder where you can create a branded Disney mini site. If you find yourself selling a lot of Disney, that may work for you. Then there's also the Disney e-brochure where you can create a personalized e-brochure for your prospective client and send them information about the specific Disney brands that they're interested in. So that's what we're going to look at now. So we're going to switch back online. So I need to double check and make sure I'm still logged in. When you're on the Disney Travel Agent site, under Marketing Tools, this is where that drop down that I just mentioned to you. So they have the Disney Site Builder, they have the Disney Collateral Store, Print Collection, so on and so forth. So we're going to go to the Disney Collateral Store to start. And it's going to allow you, like I said, to order generic Disney collateral, whether it be postcards or brochures. Disney, it varies during the time of year, what type of collateral they have available. It also varies depending upon the property and what specials they have going on. So here to the left, all of the different Disney brands are listed there, so you can click specifically on one if there's something in particular you're looking for. Here, for instance, the Disney World Vacation brochure. This is a really nice booklet they have. This is going to be more generic, all things Walt Disney World. So this is a bigger booklet, 8.5 by 11 booklet. And it's going to talk all about Disney. So with this particular one, you can order, it says kit of one. So if you were to add this to the cart, they would send you one copy of the brochure. But as I mentioned, when you're on these different sites, always read the fine print, pay attention to what's on there, because here you can order it based on the number that you want. So for instance, here, they're going to send you 12. It says kit of 12. So always be sure you're reading the fine print there to see how many of them you want. Like I said, this is a big booklet. It includes a lot of information that is just general to Walt Disney World and planning a Walt Disney World vacation. They also have, for instance, here if we click on Walt Disney World Resort, here they have a more than ever overview guide. This is a kit of 50. This is a kit of 25. They have a special promotion that is Toy Story Land. So again, you want to make sure that you read. Always click where it says view item and it'll give you a description and you can know whatever their latest promotions and things of that nature are. So they were introducing a new Toy Story Land, so they've got a new overview guide on Toy Story Land. Again, so each property, when you click on it, will have something specific to that property. So for Disneyland Resort, they have a SoCal vacation guide and a TA reference guide. So this one that says TA reference guide, that's more specific just to you as a travel agent. It's not something that you would give out to your client. But again, depending upon which property, they have different options. Disney Cruise Line, if you wanted something on the Disney cruises, so they have deck plans, which again, that's more of a travel agent reference for you. Then they have itineraries. This is the 2019-2020 itinerary booklet. They have a Disney Cruise Line vacation guide. So each property, when you click on it, it's going to have its own set of things. So Aulani Resort has things as well. Okay, well, right now Aulani doesn't, so they may be changing. Adventures by Disney, not sure what they have. So here they have a river cruise guide, then they have a destination guide. So depending upon which particular property you're interested in, you can go in, of course, and select and place an order. And when you place your order, as we mentioned before, always make sure that the ship to address is your personal address. So now I'm going to come back to the main Disney website, and we're going to click on the Disney Site Builder. Well, for a second, let me come here to the print collection. The difference between the print collection connection and the other site we were just on is here at the Disney Print Connection. This is going to be for ordering more customized items. It takes a little longer to get to you because they're actually going to be printing on it. But when you start there under retail, you're going to look up again by property, what you might be interested in or any special offers, and it show you what they may have available. So here they have postcards and flyers. With these, you can order them and put your personal contact information on them. So that's the major difference between the Disney Collateral store and the Disney Print Connection, that these are going to take a little bit longer to get to you because, again, they are going to custom print information on it for you. So if you select one of them, let's say we look at this particular flyer. You enter in your quantity, and then it has a customize option. So here, like I said, if this was a promotion you were going to be setting up, you can select a call to action to book or learn more. For more information, contact your travel agent, then enter your information, and it will be printed in the space on the particular flyer. So as you go through here, again, that's just a different option. If you are selling a lot of Disney or doing an event that's catered to a Disney audience, that might be a good option for you to consider. Now we're going to go to the Disney Site Builder. With the Disney Site Builder, you have the ability to create a mini site, an e-brochure, or to be able to embed the mini site into an existing website. If you happen to have a separate personal private website, you could also embed information there. So we're going to look at this. This, I think, is one of the tools that's relatively easy to use that will allow you to have a different impact on your potential client. It's one thing if you just send them a generic quote and say Disney is going to cost X number of dollars for the dates that you're interested in. But I like to use the e-brochure because, again, people are visual. We're going to go in and take a look at it, but with the e-brochure, you're going to be able to create a customized e-brochure to that client and what matters to them. So I'm going to come here where it says Build e-brochures and click Start. And it's going to take you step by step into building the e-brochure. So you can create a name for it. So let's say that you have the Brown family vacation. I don't know, you can pick a name for your brochure. Then it'll move on and it's going to take you step by step. It defaults to English. So then here you can choose Disney World Resort, Disneyland Resort, Disney Cruise, Aulani, or Adventures by Disney. So depending upon where they want to go, you would just click on that particular item, and then you're going to build a customized e-brochure for them on that particular product. So let's just say they want to go to Disney World. So we'll click there. Then it'll take you through building the e-brochure, because you can make it include everything or just a little. So again, because I'm a registered agent there, it's going to put my default information there. You can add social media links if you like. Then it'll take you to the step where it's going to ask you to personalize the brochure. If you happen to have had a logo that you've uploaded, you could use that. But once you finish, it's going to ask you what to include in this personalized brochure. This comes into play when you've qualified your client. If you qualified your client, you can then personalize this so that it only has information that pertains to what your client wanted. So here, there's general information on the Walt Disney World Resort. As you can see here, there's 223 pages of it. So you may not want everything there is to know about Walt Disney World. You may want to narrow it down to just specifics that deal with the trip that your client is planning. So there's a general welcome. Under the introduction page, there's an overview. There's information on how to plan a Disney vacation. There is a Walt Disney World thing. So each subsection will tell you how many pages it is. Next, you're going to have all of the different theme parks. So if you've already narrowed down that your client wants to go to the Magic Kingdom and they want to go to the Animal Kingdom, you could uncheck Epcot, you could uncheck Hollywood Studios, and again, you're going to then narrow it down. So you can add or subtract any of these different properties that you want. Any one that has this little gray arrow next to it, when you click on it, it will show you the subcategories that fall under that particular heading or that park in this case. So attractions, there's information about all of the major attractions there. Entertainment that's available. There's information about events and tours. So again, you can select as much or as few of any of this information to provide to your client. If your client is considering staying on property, if you know anything about Disney, you know they have value, moderate, deluxe, and so on and so forth. You can narrow it down and just show them the properties that fit within their budget, because it makes no sense to show them the top of the line if they've already told you what they can afford. So with that, you just unclick. If they want to stay at a value resort, just leave the value resorts. If they want it camping or not, again, you can narrow it down by just clicking, and if you click on it, it'll take everything out. Any of these that have the little gray arrow, it's going to show you all of the specific ones. If you did a quote for them to stay at the All-Star Movie Resort, you could unclick all of these other ones and just provide them information on the Disney All-Star Movie Resort. Because again, this is a customizable e-brochure. So as you can see, there's different options: Disney Springs, celebrations, seasonal events, golf, spa, other specials. Again, and you can click on or off any of these things that you do or don't want included in what you send. Once you're finished, it will allow you to preview what your e-brochure looks like. So let's give it just a moment to take the choices we put in. Now this is your preview and publish tab. So now it's going to allow you to take a look at your e-brochure. For most clients, the moment they click on this and they open it up and they see their name, they're instantly impressed. Because now as they scroll down this e-brochure, it's going to talk to them about their specific vacation. So now you've got Walt Disney World Resort information, planning your vacation, So here it talks about Fast Pass, Magic Bands, Memory Maker, online planning. So things like this will give them all of the explanations without you having to do it. It'll tell them what those things are. Now they've got a map of the resort. Now it's going to give them breakdowns by park because we selected here the Magic Kingdom. And each of these, it shows you, they can click through and see attractions. They can click through to entertainment. So whatever you've selected, they're going to have things here, and then they can go through, read the descriptions, see the imagery on whatever it is you sent in their particular e-brochure. And so this is personalized to what matters to them. So you would have selected whatever parks they're interested in, and they can get firsthand information about each of those just by clicking through and reading about those. And it's the most up-to-date information put together by Disney. So then here, when it says, why stay at a Disney resort hotel? It's going to explain the benefits and things that come along with staying on property. So you don't have to go through all of that, or you can go through it with them using this as a tool. Because once you send this link, say for instance, it's a multi-generational or multi-family trip, when you create this e-brochure, you can send it to each of the families and everybody will have the exact same information. So here, for instance, we talked about the Disney Value resorts. So they can click through and see information on the different resorts. They can see pictures, amenities, dining, what the rooms look like. So again, this becomes a nice tool to send out to them when you're quoting Disney, because it's going to give them this wonderful visual to be able to compare and help have that discussion. Like I said, especially if there's multiple families, everyone can have a copy of this and go through it. So this one, I left most of the things in it, but again, you can make it as big or small as fits that particular family's desire for the trip. So here there's celebration, seasonal events. If they're not traveling at a seasonal time, you may want to take that off. Then again, it's going to be branded and have your personal information. If I like the way this looks, I can hit publish and it will give me a link that I can then send out to this particular e-brochure. I'm not going to actually publish this one since it was just a sample, but I have some others that I've done before. So again, it will give you the name, the date that you did it, whether it was published or not. Here you can show the URL and copy it and send it out. So I've actually used this for some clients. I've also done a couple samples here that I sent out for things. So when you look at things like that, it will give you an actual link. When you send that link to the client and they click on it, they then can open the e-brochure. So I hope I didn't go too fast through it, but I wanted to give you an idea of how quick and easy you could create an e-brochure for a client. If your client only wants to do one or two parks, then only put those two parks in their particular thing. If you want to give them all of the parks, that's fine. But again, you can control how much or how little content is in the e-brochure that you create. And then, like I said, once you publish it, you can click where it says show URL, copy it to your clipboard, and then you can insert it and paste it into an email. But again, like I said, that first moment when a client opens up a brochure, sees their name on it, sees their dates, if you put their travel dates, and the things that you've talked to them about already put together in a Disney branded thing, it instantly increases your legitimacy, if I can say that, in their eyes. They see that you are a partner with Disney and you didn't have to cut and paste a whole bunch of things together. When you show them this and then you give them a price, it creates a different conversation between you because they really get to see the visuals of the park. They get to see when you're talking to them about Magic Band or Fast Pass and things like that, they need to know what that is, and you can show them where to find the information right in their own personalized e-brochure. So that's kind of how you access it. Once you create it, you'll go under your manage, and you can manage e-brochures. As I mentioned earlier, you also are able to create a mini site. So if you are a Disney specialist, like really a Disney specialist, and you're going to be doing a lot of Disney, you could actually create a mini site. And if you create your mini site, you could give that link to people. And I'm going to click really quickly and let you see. I did this one a long time ago. I don't do enough that I actually use my mini site a lot, but I like to show people because for some people, they truly are a Disney specialist. And so having your own personalized mini site could be beneficial for you to promote and send people to, or have that link on your page. So here I had uploaded my logo, said take a Disney vacation you'll always remember. And now I've got information for them to explore all the different Disney products. So I included everything. I have Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise, Aulani, and Adventures by Disney. I included everything on my site. But again, you can include as much or as little as you want. If you're not really comfortable or planning to sell Adventures by Disney, you could leave that out when you build your mini site. But for the sake of this discussion, I put everything in there. So if I sent this link to someone, they can narrow it down. If they're only interested in Disneyland, they can click on the destination that they want. It's got my phone number, my email address. And again, it gives you just an additional tool that you can use to help promote your Disney business. And all of this is free to you when you are registered as a Disney travel agent. It's just a matter of you setting it up and taking the time to create it and then use that to promote it. This particular site is branded specifically to me, so that's my link. I could post it on my Facebook page, I could send it in an email, I could text it to someone, and it will always take them back to my specific page. So under the My Disney tools, these items, like I said, are free to you. They will help you brand your Disney business a little bit better than just simply cutting and pasting into an email. And again, like I said, like with the e-brochures where you're personalizing it to the actual client, or whether you use something like this that is an agent site, both of these are going to give you a step up when it comes to placing your Disney business and setting it apart from others. So with that being said, as I mentioned, the video from this, I will be uploading it a little bit later this afternoon to my website where my other Lunch and Learn travel trainings are located. We also have the handout that had the links and lists and things that we covered as well. That will be there for you to utilize as well. So that brings us to the end of today's Lunch and Learn Travel Edition. We do this again the last Thursday of every month at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Time. I endeavor to make sure that it's a topic that we can cover during the lunch break in case you are literally on your lunch break at work so that you can get back to work on time. If there are additional topics that you'd like to see in the future, feel free to reach out to me and let me know, and we'll cover those as well. But this one, again, ordering collateral is going to be great for you, whether you're one-on-one with a client, hosting a travel party or travel event, doing a pop-up or vendor event where you're setting up a table. You want to have those actual professionally printed materials from your vendors to add that extra level of professionalism, as well as it's going to edge you out if you are strategic in selecting the right kinds of materials. Again, if they ask you about a cruise and you can actually put that cruise brochure in their hand, or they say they want to go to a particular destination and you can give them something specific on that destination, it is automatically going to put you a step above your competition. So with that being said, I am going to bring to the end our recording, and then I will also open up for Q&A.